How is the Department of Energy balancing the expansion of offshore renewable projects with the need to safeguard marine biodiversity and habitats?
The biggest threat to the countryside, the biggest threat to biodiversity is the climate crisis, as we know. So we've got no chance of protecting biodiversity if we don't tackle the climate crisis, and that does mean clean energy. But they call mandatory transition plans, which are consistent with net zero. So in other words, companies are going to have to show, when they look at all of their investments and what they're doing, that they do have a bit like the government's got a plan, you know, for net zero, that they've got a plan too.
Hi, Keir. How are you doing?
Great to see you.
Oh, very good. Well, look, it's really fantastic to see you all here in Downing Street, right in the heart of government, to say we'd like to have a discussion with you to get a sense from you as to what the most important issues are for us to carry into COP and more broadly. But we're bringing forward Prime Minister's questions this week to today, and instead of the usual noise that we have in the chamber at 12 o'clock, we're asking you for your questions. So let's do this special version of Prime Minister's questions. Well, I've got Arham first, from Bobby Moore Academy, East London. Arham?
At COP30, what specific commitments will the UK make to demonstrate real global leadership, not just in cutting emissions, but also in providing future-proof, inclusive jobs for the next generation?
Incredibly interesting, complicated jobs of the future that will be there for many, many years to come.
How is the UK government ensuring that the transition to net zero not only cuts emissions nationally, but also benefits local communities, for example, through jobs, investment and community ownership rather than just large energy companies?
Whether it's a solar farm, solar panels, wind power, which actually is directly benefiting them, not just in their energy bills more generally, but specifically there.
Yeah.
What steps is the government taking to work more closely with young people and local communities so that tackling climate change becomes a shared effort, shared national effort, rather than something decided only by politicians?
But it is looking at how we can bring young people in a way that feels like powerful for you, because I don't want it just to be, you know, when we electrify the whole economy, that will move us quite significantly towards it. So I think, look, any steps we do are positive, but we also need to hold that with, we're human beings who have desires, and if we can make some good choices and move towards that direction, then I think that's a positive. But
so I was looking at previous attempts of international agreements, such as Kyoto Protocol, where it wasn't as successful. This was because large emitters did not follow it and weren't legally binded. What makes you confident about COP30 into solving this issue?
It's a challenge. There's no doubt about it, but that's why it's really important we go.
Okay, looking this way. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Now we should be okay. We okay?
Young people are really important to our leadership and the messages that we need to deliver at COP, because the challenge of protecting our climate and our planet is one for all of us, but it's particularly relevant for you, because you have to live with the consequences of the decisions we either do take or don't take. I also do think that it's more than just an obligation. I think it's a huge opportunity, because as we move to, for example, renewable energy, that is a good thing for our planet, but it's also a really good thing for the jobs of the future and the sustainable way in which we want to grow our economy. So there's massive opportunities for us. We've been seen as a leader for many years. Some of that is falling away, to be honest, because there used to be, until very recently, cross-party consensus on this. So it didn't really matter which political party you were in. You really knew that climate challenge was a challenge that you had to show leadership on. Some of that is falling away. I think that's very bad. So we need to go, Ed and I, to show that leadership. I do think that in addition to cutting emissions, which is absolutely vital, we do need to make this positive case that actually as we do that and as we transition to other forms of energy, that is the opportunity for very many thousands of well-paid, secure jobs with skills that all of you will be able to have in your future. So there is also a very positive case to be made here, and it combines on the I can pretty well guarantee that the hurricane that wreaked such devastation on Jamaica will be amongst the first things that leaders discuss, because we are seeing it all the time, the impact of global change, climate change, and you saw what was happening with that hurricane last week, unprecedented in terms of its strength, and of course